Hey guys, what's up? My name is Cathril and today we're doing a tank review. Today it's the turn for the Löwe, the premium tank, tier 8 premium tank. And well, is it worth its money? Is it worth buying? I think so, but I will explain why in the tank inspector, of course, and also you will see a battle after I've done all the talking. This tank costs around 44 euros and approximately 12,500 gold, and therefore it's considered as a, well, pretty expensive tank to buy. It's a tier 8 heavy tank, like I said, and it fires regular AP ammo and APCR, and has an average damage of 320 damage per shot. Let me tell more about the gun. It's a tier 9 gun, and you have approximately 5 shots every minute, capable of doing, let me count out really quick, 1600 damage on total, about 1600 damage, and of course you can increase that with a gun rammer. I also used a vertical stabilizer and of course a gun laying drive. And why do I use a gun laying drive? Because the aim time is 2.9 seconds. As you can see, for the standard AP ammo, the average penetration is 234 millimeters, and with APCR it will go up towards 294 millimeters of average penetration, which is enough for penning tier 10 tanks. And also with the standard AP ammo you have quite a lot of chance of penning a tier 10 tank. That being said, this tank also can match up against tier 10 tanks. It doesn't have a limited matchmaking, like for example the FCM, which only gets up to tier 9, but this tank does get up to tier 10. As you can see, for the crews it's a mess. What I recommend is getting repairs first and 6 cents on the commander. After that, go for brother in arms to increase or get the 5% bonus, which is really useful. And after that you can basically design however you want it. I would go for snapshot, clutch braking because the turning speed, situational awareness to increase the view range, and safe stowage as the third skill. As you can see, I'm already working on my third skill and going towards my fourth skill, so I played a lot of battles in it. Let's go to Tank Inspector. Welcome back, guys. Here we are in Tank Inspector, and we're gonna take a look at the armor of the Löwe. In the beginning I didn't like the Löwe when I bought it. It wasn't capable of receiving any damage, and I believe they buffed it in patch 9.0, but I'm not sure anymore. But they gave it a pretty good boost, increasing its ammo capacity, and like I said, they boost the upper plate of the Löwe, which is now approximately 150 millimeters thick. Depending how you look at it, it can go up towards even 180 millimeters thick, and really on the front it's well, 190, depending where you hit it. Of course the lower plate is quite thin, and you should hide it at all costs. Let me turn this on so you can get a better idea. This port is the driver's hatch. It isn't that thick, so when you take a shot at it, you most likely pen the Löwe at its frontal plate, but most of the time you cannot hit it. The gun mantlet is spaced armor, so it's really thick and you hardly have any chance to pen it. But on the other hand, the sides of the turret is thinner, and heavy tanks are most likely, or tanks with a higher pen could most likely pen the Löwe on its turret. And also the cupola is quite easy to penetrate if you have a shot at it. Of course, this tank on the side, it's not really thick. You can easily pen it about 100 millimeters thick. And the turret on the side is only 85 millimeters thick. The rear, however, is even thinner. Well, 90 millimeters, so it's thinner than the sides. This hatch 100 millimeters, and the rear of the turret varies from 85 till more on the sides because it's sloped. This tank, how should you play it? Well, basically you can side scrape with this tank, meaning that you angle your tank a little bit and make full use of the armor of the sides, placing it in a way where you well, ricochet most of the shots on your tank. So as you can see, all armor is about to ricochet. The frontal plate is still pretty thick, about 185 millimeters. Also the driver's hatch is increasing at this angle. Also at this side you can see it's pretty hard to penetrate a Löwe when you are side scraping, and I will show you that in the match as well. That being said, this tank is really worth its money. I paid 44 euros for it, and it's one of the best tanks in my garage. It's a real money maker because of the special matchmaking, or not the special matchmaking, but the credit bonus. You get additional credits, and games with 100,000 plus credits is not a uncommon thing on the Löwe. That being said, let's go to the match. Welcome back everyone. Here we are on the map Runeberg, and we're driving the Löwe in a tier 9 matchup. Let me increase the XVM values. We have a chance to win of 51%, and as you can see it's pretty even out. Both teams have a good amount of heavies, a couple of mediums and a couple of TDs, and there is also a arty at both sides. I decided to go into the town, and I got a couple of tanks coming with me, a T-34, a Rheinmetall, and the AMX AC-46 TD, and I decided to play it aggressive and try to side scrape as much as possible. I noticed that the AMX went into the alley, and also a T-44 appeared, and he took a shot at me, and I bounced his shot at me, but I did put a good shot into him. And as you can see, I angled my tank straight away towards that direction, but some other tanks appeared in front of us, so we had to retreat. During the time I backed up, I received a couple of shots, and they were all on my frontal plate. And like I said, the frontal plate is really thick, and is capable of absorbing some damage. And again, I bounced a shot from the T-44, and I brought the T-44 down to almost 500 health, something less than 500 health. And there again, I put a big shot into it. Still, there were a lot of tanks coming that way, and I decided to try my luck. Unfortunately, I bounced on the IS-6, but then again, he bounced at me as well. There, a tier 9 tank shot at my frontal plate, and also he bounced. So as you can see, the frontal plate, when angled, is really strong. And if you are lucky, people not aiming for the weak spots, you can bounce shells. There I took the T-29 out. We did a total of 600 damage on the T-29. And we're still holding this corner. And that was the first shot that penned me. And also I'm looking where it penned me, and most likely it hit under my turret, and that's why he penned me. And there I took a big hit from the IS-6. And by then I decided to try and side scrape, because I was attacking totally wrong, of course. I was giving them my sights. I gave them the opportunity to shoot me full in the sides, and they were able to detract me, and I was lucky that I didn't receive more damage. I thought that I had a shot there on the Conqueror, but unfortunately that tank was still there, and I didn't pen. And there I also made a really stupid shot that never was going to pen the Super Pershing. Full on his frontal plate, and wasn't worth shooting. Already made a big hit there for 840 damage. But we're still holding this corner. Teams are doing equally good, 7 versus 7. And we're still holding. I just bounced a shot of the KV-4. He shot at my side, and he wasn't able to pen me. And at this point I decided to go full attack and put a big hit in the KV-4. I angled my tank again, and the Conqueror did bounce me again. I noticed the T-30 and the Tiger were at the other side, and I had to make sure that I rushed over towards this road where we are now. Unfortunately, the KV-4 drove behind the buildings, and I wasn't able to shoot him anymore there. And at this point I didn't know what to do. Turn around or go for the KV-4. The T-30 came behind me, took a big shot at me, but he bounced. The I-6 put 2 shots into me, and chewing my health away. Put a shot back in the T-30, and he is trying to kill me, driving backwards. I'm angled, takes a shot at me, bounces, and I'm taking the T-30 out. At this point I thought I was dead. I was going to be killed by the Tiger, but luckily someone killed the Tiger. But in the end I died because of the IS-6. In the end we managed to get a Mastery Badge Ace tank. Those always feel good, of course. And we also managed to do 1849 spotting damage, and we managed to do 4161 regular damage. As you can see, we made a lot of credits with this game. We received a total of 148,474 credits. After deducting all the costs for repair and ammunition, we received a total amount of 116,286 credits. So that was absolutely a good game. By far not the best game out there, but I think this match really showed the potential of the armor of the Löwe, and how good it's making its money by doing the damage that it's capable of doing. And as you saw, against tier 9 it bends even with standard AP ammo, and I didn't use a single gold shell, so this tank is really capable of doing a lot of damage. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a comment down below in the section below, and also make sure to hit the subscribe button. It really helps me out, and you will get notifications when new videos will arrive. And also don't forget to check out my other videos. Thanks for watching, guys. My name is Cathril, and I will see you next time.